People of Earth, it's time for the Vaughn Johseph Show, bringing you the news that you won't remember next week.
All the ugly people be quiet.
That's right, bringing you some weird and crazy and fun news from all over this fabulous planet Earth that we have. I think that I got something today that you might all find interesting. Let's bring the music level down. Let's take it down from 11, bring it down to a 7, only because that kind of rhymes. We're not recording. We don't have the live screen up. Yeah, we do. Are we recording? I don't know. We're trying to do something new. We were going to live stream it, but things just got a little bit crazy. Let's just get on with it and hope for the best. So, I've been talking about this, you guys, for a hot minute, if you know the show. And it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal unless you don't want to make any money or have a job anymore in your particular industry. Let's just get right into it. I did a job yesterday, and I was working with some cool people, some voiceover stuff, and we were talking about AI and the strikes in LA and the writers and blah, 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 right? So, welcome to Tech Talk. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of artificial intelligence. Specifically, we're going to be exploring how Google's AI language learning software is making its way into Wendy's fast food restaurant drive-ins. So buckle up and get ready for a glimpse into the future. This music's far too chill for me. We must, I repeat, must change it immediately. There we go. And that's too loud. That's much better. Mucho mejor. All right. So let's talk about this groundbreaking AI language learning software. Okay. Let's back it up a bit. Now, you may or you may not remember, or if you don't listen to the show often or frequently or in days past, I'm going to bring you up to speed. So, for quite a while, we've been talking about a living wage in the U.S., right? And I'm all for people being able to afford to live. While opponents to this argument indicate that when you get a job at a fast food restaurant, it's not a job for life. It's a job for your first job. You learn to keep a schedule and you learn to show up and deal with the public, etc. It's a stepping stone. You make some money, you go. It's never designed for you to be able to raise a family working at Burger King, right? So that's the argument on one side. The argument on the other side, there we go, that's much better, is that I need to make more money. This is the job that I have, and this is my skill set. Help me out. Now, I saw somewhere where they want to give people that work in fast food $20 an hour. And I remember it was $15 initially. And the first thing people were screaming was they're just going to fire everybody and make you the manager and fire everybody else. And I'm over in Spain. This was probably 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago. And I'm at a fast food place and I see big giant tablets. Place your order here. I don't work here. Why am I having to do this, right? Well, they test things out over here in Europe before they bring it to you in the States. And now they have it in the States as well. I think. I don't know if I've been to fast food in the States in years. I don't live there anymore. But you're not needed to place an order, right? So I can do it myself, much like when you go to the supermarket. Again, I don't work here. Why am I scanning these things? I went to a supermarket a couple days ago, and there were 2 cashiers at 5 o'clock. It was almost 5:30. Prime time. It was Thursday. The lines were long. Why are there only 2 people working? Everybody that's in that line has like a whole conveyor belt full of groceries because it's weekend shopping time. Nobody working at the tills. All the self-checkout stuff is pretty much available. So I make my way over there, whatever, right? But that's the way we're going. Anyway, I digress. So these tablets were only the first stepping stone, right? So let's start talking by talking about this groundbreaking AI software. Imagine a world where you drive up to a Wendy's drive-in, and instead of interacting with a person, you're getting this, right? You're dealing with a friendly AI-powered voice assistant. Sounds a little futuristic, doesn't it? Well, guess what? The future might be closer than you might like. Google has developed a state-of-the-art AI software, and it can handle customers' orders and inquiries at fast food drive-ins. But here's the funny part. Well, it's not funny for people that work in fast food. It costs mere pennies compared to an employee doing the same job. Now, before you panic and think, this means a robot takeover, let's take a closer look at what this means for the fast food industry as a whole, right? So, one of the things that we have to take into consideration. Now, let me just preface this whole show, which I should have said initially, if you haven't listened to the show before, is I don't write the shows anymore, right? For the most part, I use my chat assistant here, my chat bot assistant, my language learning assistant. Tell it what I want to talk about, give it some talking points, boom, let's go. I'll then edit that because it writes and speaks more eloquently than I do. So I'll read what I've edited and then go from there. So when you see some of the things or hear some of the things I'm about to say, you'll know that it's all AI generated. It's like, no, it's okay, bro. Don't worry. We're not here for your job. You are. Right. So let's start this bit over. All right. So implementing AI technology in drive-ins can actually be a win-win situation. It's not going to be. For businesses like Wendy's and McDonald's, etc., it means reducing labor costs and increased efficiency. With an AI-powered voice assistant taking orders, you can say goodbye to long wait times and mistakes caused by miscommunications, right? What happens if it's noisy outside? You live in a city or something. That's not going to work, is it? I had a friend, or I still have a friend, but when I was a kid and we were in our teens, I used to hang out with this guy. His name was John, and he never would go to the drive-thru. He was like, nah, they always mess my order up in the drive-thru. So he always wanted to go in. And mind you, this was over 30 years ago, age exposed, but he wasn't having any parts of that. So with an AI-powered voice assistant taking orders, is that going to mitigate that? Maybe. Let's not forget the benefits to us, the customers. This is when the AI starts lying to you when it writes your stories. I didn't want to change any of this because I thought it was so funny. We can expect faster service, accurate orders, and even personalized recommendations based on our previous orders. How the hell does the AI at Wendy's know what I ordered before? Ask yourself that. That this technology has the potential to revolutionize the drive-in experience, making it not only more convenient, but also more enjoyable. What could be more enjoyable than going to get some fast food? How can it be more enjoyable than just that? So, I know what some of you might be thinking. What about the employees at Wendy's? Will this mean job losses? Yes! Come on. AI lie time. Well, it's important to remember that while AI can handle tasks like taking orders, there will always be a need for human employees to prepare and serve food. That's a lie. That's cap. So instead of replacing jobs, the technology can free up human workers to focus on other aspects of the restaurant experience, like cleaning the bathrooms and making sure that the Slurpee or the, what is it called? The Frosty machine is working properly. Remember when computers first came out and they're like, it's going to take over. These are stupid. And then now here we are. But you only need one or two. You need a tech person to make sure that everything's working properly, right? After we came out of lockdown, there was a restaurant in Florida somewhere where they took a robot and made it a waiter. Because people were like, hey, I'm getting these COVID checks to not go to work. I'm not going back to work for $8, $10, $12, whatever an hour. I'm getting more money or an equal amount of money just to stay home and sit on my lazy ass. Why am I going to wait tables? So this restaurateur bought a robot. This robot can carry 10 plates, you guys. 10. I can't carry 10 plates. I'm fired. It takes your order, goes and gets it. Now, I've argued this long before AI was even a thing in our world, as far as we know. It might have been obviously going on in the background. But I had this discussion with an ex-girlfriend's ex-friend, we'll say, because now she dates her son. That's a whole nother story. But I'm like, look, we don't need supermarket checkout people. Really, you don't. I mean, it's convenient. That's a convenience. And it gives somebody a job. But you don't need that because I can do it myself. There's places somewhere in Europe where they don't even have people in the store. You just go in and that's it. But I said the next thing I see that's going to vanish is going to be bartenders, because I don't need you to measure a shot. They've always made these things since I was a kid. A measuring device that attaches to the liquor bottles, pours a perfect shot. Do you think a robot can't? We've already gone to places where you're scanning your phone, the QR code to pay your bill. I don't even have to pay the waiter anymore. I can pay it myself right here. I'm doing their job now, right? I saw somewhere where they had like a COVID hygiene charge on a check. Oh, that's another subject for another podcast. But bartenders are there for socializing. They're here to entertain you, keep you, give you conversation, etc. But I don't need a bartender to. I worked in a place called Joe Muir's. I think I should probably not say much more than that when I lived in Michigan. And we had a bartender that was an alcoholic. Now, is that a liability? Is that the guy you want behind? He knows how to pour a good drink. But he's probably giving away shots. He's drinking when you're not looking, maybe. But it's not a good move, right? It's just not a good look. So I worry about that. But they can focus on other things, apparently. They can dedicate more time to perfecting those delicious Frosties we mentioned earlier, or creating mouth-watering new menu items. It's a win-win for everyone, so says the AI. What restaurant have you ever been in, fast food, McDonald's, Wendy's, Taco Bell, wherever you go, where somebody that works there has been creating mouth-watering new menu items? Nowhere. There's a whole corporation that does that. There's a whole corporate entity that says, and they build burgers that don't look like the burgers that come out, and they say, try this out. You already know how I feel about Wendy's. So if you think that AI can't make a hamburger better than the dude behind the counter or the woman, guess again, okay? You program it to do exactly what you want it to do. A human has human nature. I went to Wendy's. They have Wendy's here now. I don't know why they're Americanizing this country so much. It makes me not care about going home as much. As soon as they start selling grape jam and there's more than one Little Caesars pizza place, I'm not ever going home. I'll just pay for my mom to come visit me here. Everybody come see me here. I've got a spare bedroom. I'll happily give you my bedroom. It's lovely. I'll sleep in the studio. I don't care. Anyway, I'm just having a ramble fest. I'm on day 9 of 1 cup of coffee a day, and I just had it. It's 12:30, late for coffee, but I'm wired right now, so I'm sorry if I'm rambling. Yeah, I want the perfect hamburger. I want that hamburger that's up there on the wall, on the picture, in the pretty lights, with the perfectly proportioned lettuce. You get that, and you get in your head. It's like when you go on these dating apps and you're like, damn, she found it in a mug or whatever. Maybe there's a guy. But when they show up, you're like, this isn't the guy that I saw in the pictures. You look nothing like this woman. How old is this picture? What's all that stuff on your face? Anyway, it's a game. So, of course, like with any technological advances, there will be challenges and adjustments to be made. Wendy's and other fast food chains they'll need to ensure a smooth integration of AI technology and make sure it enhances the overall customer experience. But if done right, we could be looking at a future where fast food drive-ins are efficient, cost-effective, and still maintain that human touch. Right. So they keep talking about this human touch, where the AI does. Wendy's isn't talking about it. Can you explain to me on what planet? I mean, let's take a deep look at corporations, right? We already know that it's all about the bottom line, right? It's not about user experience so much. It is to an extent, because you're not going to buy the product if it doesn't work or make you happy. But it's not about workers. It's about end users and profitability. okay? And I know nothing about business, and I think most of us understand this. If a store is getting robbed all the time, or if fuel prices go through the roof and it costs the truck drivers 10 times as much to bring me these microphones, the cost of microphones is going through the roof. Now, does this mean that the cost of a cheeseburger is going to be cheaper because you're only paying it was like 28 cents. Let me see if I can find the original stuff. I don't have it. It was like 27 cents a day it cost them to run this AI software. 27 cents a day versus living wage 19-year-old kid that wants $15. $20 an hour, 15 pounds an hour over here in the UK. I'm not paying that if I can get it for 27 cents. And I don't have any drama from this machine. And it's so tech is so good now that, come on. I saw a video on Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Guy is at the drive-in window waiting to get his food. Up walks an angry customer. In her 50s-ish, I guess. I don't know. And she's like, "Hey, how you doing? Hold on a second. Y'all need to open the window." And I was like, oh, it's about to be on. This woman says to the young lady hiding behind the guy at the window, "I don't like what you said to me. My daughter is going to come see you." I'm paraphrasing. It was far worse than that. These are things you won't have happen. How many times have you turned on the internet and seen somebody's been shot or somebody jumped the counter because they didn't get extra pickle on their Whopper? People don't know how to behave anymore. What are you going to do, jump the counter on an AI? I went to Wendy's here in the UK. You can go back and listen to the customer service podcast, and that'll tell you why I kind of would be okay with this. I walked into the place, and there's 2 checkout registers and then 3 or 4 of the tablet screens to place your own order. No one standing behind the registers. I think it might even have said, "We're busy, do it yourself." Not in those words, but more or less. And then the food I got, oh my goodness. I'll happily make my own order if you get an AI, a robot, to make my sandwich to look like what's on this screen. Because what I got was an abomination. And I was so excited. Wendy's. I drove 30 minutes. Would you ever drive 30 minutes for Wendy's? Hell no. But I did, because I was like, wow, there's Wendy's here finally. Anyway, this is what happens when you drink coffee at 12 o'clock in the afternoon instead of 8 o'clock in the morning. Ramble fest. I'm worried about our jobs, because this affects my industry as well. This is why we're talking about it. If you're not an actor and you do audiobooks, forget it. They've got your voice. They don't need you anymore. They can write record their own books. And nothing's perfect yet, but it's getting better and better. Technology used to be measured in years, and, you know, in the next couple years, we'll be able to do this with our phones and so on and so forth. With AI and the new implementations of all these language learning models, those years have been shrunk down to weeks or if not days. So I don't know, guys. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Would you rather have your order taken by an AI? They were talking about add-ons too. I think we skipped something, because there was something I wanted to talk about that, because I thought it was kind of funny. But they were saying that these AIs are upselling. How does an AI? Yeah, it says based on your previous orders. I didn't touch on that. Okay, so regardless of what it knows, I'm sure we've got. You might have this in the States. I'm sure you do if we have it here. They've got a rewards card now, or I don't know what it's called, for McDonald's or something. And I don't go to McDonald's. Why would I have this? But why are you rewarding people for eating this poison as a mystery? They're just trying to get you to come in. But so there's going to be something like that, and you're going to enter in your, do you have a customer number or something like that, right? Yeah, my customer number's this. You entered in with your order, and it says, oh, you ordered, an extra large fries last time. Do you want that again for an extra 20 cents? Yes, please. Do I get a free donut with that? Whatever, right? So now it's going to be upselling you. And humans don't always do this. And I worked in sales for many years where I'm like, look, guys, I need you guys to sell the insurance to the Apple Care to the MacBook, or I need you to get the referrals from the sale for the gym memberships, you guys, or whatever. So when I lived in Michigan, I worked for a company. It was a talent agency. But they were hired by a company that wanted to hire us as secret shoppers. So, because you're good at faking, I guess. I don't know. So I was shopping Wendy's, ironically. And basically what was happening is all of the chains weren't using the right soda syrups in the back. So Pepsi hired us to go in, order a burger and fries, whatever. They're supposed to upsell us. And then you say, hey, I'm from wherever, and I need to check in back and look at your stock and make sure you're using Mr. Dr. Pepper instead of Mr. Pibb or something stupid off-brand to save money. 90% of the time, they did not ask me if I wanted a bigger size. You want to go large or super size, as McDonald's would have had until that movie came out. So I get it, right? But I don't understand why it's so successful at upselling. But I guess because it asks the question, and there's just a percentage game. I don't know, guys. Tell me what you think in the comments. Do you want AI to take your order? I don't have any problems with the drive-thru generally. Sometimes I don't get a napkin. Sometimes I never really get an attitude. Maybe it's just because I'm over in England. When I'm in the States, though, I'm like, oh, my God. I went to a Wendy's. There's a Wendy's by my mom's house. So whenever I go home to visit, I'm like, let me go ahead and get this Wendy's because we don't have these in the UK. Worst attitudes ever. Maybe it's demographically. We're really close to a not-so-great city or a city. So if you drive 5 miles in the other direction, maybe it's a different experience. I don't know. But there was no one in the restaurant. And it's linked up with like Tim Hortons or something. There's nobody inside. And I'm waiting like 10 minutes or so for Wendy's. Bruh. Fire all those people for all I care. Teach them something new to do. That's the problem that we aren't addressing. What are we going to do? Creating a new world. That's what we all want to do. Go check out Zeitgeist. There's a guy on there that talks about if we didn't have to work, we would be more creative. We don't think creatively anymore, which is a shame. Everything is so cookie cutter. We follow trends and we go, oh, this is what we're supposed to do. We don't do critical thinking anymore. We watch 3 different things and we go, oh, that's what I believe. And we just start parroting other people's stuff. That's why that small town video came out, and try that in a small town. I'm like, all right, let me go watch this to see why I think people are outraged before I start reading why I'm seeing people outraged about this small town video. And it was like, really? So we'll have to see what happens. But I think, personally, you're going to see this in the next 10 years. All of it's going to be pretty much done. It's going to be where it's going to be. And you keep hearing about go look up Agenda 2030. If you don't know about that, go look that up and have your day ruined. You'll regret. It'll break your algorithm at least. So if you're only seeing like puppy videos on YouTube, this will help. But I think once we get to there, everything's going to be where it's going to be. And we're going to be just fine tweaking and tuning things from that point. I think everything is going to be, all right, we got AI here. We got AI monitoring in your car. Get ready for that. The internet has been censored. AI is scanning the internet for words that are said that shouldn't be said, images, etc. So you just have to be careful, guys. It's a new world. Remember when they said the world was coming to an end in 2020, was it 2012? December 21st? Maybe this is what they meant. Maybe that's when AI was born and we just didn't know about it yet. So that's all I have for today on this episode of Tech Talk on the news that you won't remember next week. I hope this glimpse into Google's AI language learning software at Wendy's Drive-In has sparked your curiosity and given you a taste of what's to come in the world of fast food technology. As always, stay tuned for more exciting web-episodes, because I'm going to start videoing these again, as you can see. I've tried to go live with this, but there was just some tech issues, and, it's first time back to this for years. Mostly only do audio. So check us out online, v3tv.uk. That's the website. Instagram and Twitter, v3tvuk. You can also find these on v3tv News. And the weird news with a Z, I think I'm trying to migrate people over to v3tv News. Spotify, just search Vaughn Johseph Show. Johseph, Vaughn with one A, you guys, like it's on the screen right there. Yeah, thanks for listening. Love you guys. Stay human, if you can.
These ones or these ones?
Saw an episode of Intervention. And I know I'm fine.
Illinois, Mr. Robert Bobby McNeely. He is going to join us tonight.
Hi everyone, welcome to the show. My name is Elaine Zhang, and today I am here with Eli Steele, documentary filmmaker.
I need more. Welcome to The Only Way is Linda. Today I have a really special guest here.